This is the 9159 model. We can tell because it has the original 9130 sights still on it that have been milled off. From 1,000 meters to 2,000 meters. This one just happens to be a 1934 Tula on a hex receiver, which matches the barrel shank. The front sight bases are a little bit different. The 9138 has the wide base on it. And the M38 carbine and the 9138 carbine are basically identical. The difference you can tell is the sights, the front sights. The bases are different sizes. And this one just happens to be, the 9138 just happens to be in a Czech stock. The Czechs made these 9138s. They cut down M91 rifles, any variant of M91 rifle, and we can see the T in a circle, which designates Czech manufacturer. And over here on the far right, I've got my 1946 Izhevsk M44. We can see the bayonet is partially extended, propping up all of the rifles. So there's some small differences between all the carbines. The most obvious being the long sights on the 9159. Another feature about these 9138s, they come in M38 stocks that don't have the bayonet cutout groove like the M44 stock does, we can see here. And this Czech M44 stock, the Czechs commonly put them in the M44 stocks, so that is not an uncommon thing to find. They can be found on various receivers, some recycled, and that's definitely not very common, but known. One way you can instantly, if you have sitting next to each other, instantly tell apart a 9138 carbine from any other carbine is we can see on this standard M38 here that it's a 1943 Izhevsk rifle. The Imperial writing with the Imperial stamp on it, the Probaya Komissia stamp, that's one sure giveaway you've got a 9138 on your hands. And it'll look exactly like an M38, slightly differing sight bases. That is an instant way to tell. That way you know you've got a 9138. Of course, it has to be at carbine length. Another way we can tell apart the different types of carbines, the 9159, again, aside from the rear sights being the standard 9130 length, is with that standard length sight on there, the handguard is just a little bit shorter, as we can see here. Since the sight comes down farther, the handguard has to be cut just a little bit shorter. On all the rest of the carbines, the 9138, the M38, and the M44, the handguards appear to be interchangeable. It looks like it's longer, but when you're standing back farther, they are all the same length. So if you're at a gun show from a distance, let's say this is a gun show table, and you're back here, you can tell just by the length they're all carbines. Well, you're thinking, zooming in with your eagle eye vision, wow, that carbine on the outside, it's got a long sight. It looks like, let's stand up on the tippy toes here and try to see, and oh, yeah? Well, that's a 9159 carbine right there. The dead giveaways, those rear sights. They've been milled off. Now we just got to come up closer for the inspection. Oh, well, we can see the handguard's a little bit shorter there. Okay, let's check it out. See if the guy will let us look at these. Do you mind if I pick this one up here? All right, and we stick it in the light here. Oh, we're inspecting it. Oh, wow. Well, it's got a hex receiver. Oh, it's marked 1891-59. There's a 9159 card. Well, let's see what this next one is. From back here, it looks like an M38. Well, of course, when we get up for closer inspection, and we can see the imperial writing on the barrel shank. And this is what's known as a barrel shank, by the way, where all of the arsenal stamps are and serial numbers are located. Well, there's no cutout for a bayonet there like this 9138 stock has. Well, that's an M38 and a true M38 stock. Well, that's cool. Oh, well, that's a dead giveaway, the M44 with the bayonet. Well, that's an easy one. And also from a distance, to the trained eye, you could pick it out when you see the different stocks. It's a little bit tough to see this one here just because it's kind of in the shadows, and it's got a dog collar through the hole in the stock for the sling. But that's a wartime stock. And I'll see if I can't get a closer view here. And we can see right under here this little metal tab that points down. That's to help reinforce the stock on the front so it doesn't get ripped out or pulled out. We can see it on this one here a little bit too. That's another wartime stock on that M38. This rifle, the M44, was made in 1946, so if that stock is in fact original to it, it's a post-war stock.